What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Avatar, the number one podcast in the metaverse. Today, we have a really cool guest that I'm excited to speak to again. He was on one of our initial trial runs of this show that I was doing over on Twitter, Twitter Spaces. So we haven't had him on video yet. So I am gonna bring him on right now, and if I can figure out the right button, not that button. There we go. All right, figure it out, Krafter. What is up, brother? Um, Everyone should be able to hear you. So
Hello, everyone.
yes,
Good
yeah,
afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever you are. And hey, Crafter, thank you for having me back. And it's super cool to have right now on camera. And like we're saying, on the first one, it was a talk show on Twitter Spaces, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, yep. It was Twitter Spaces, and I was trying to at the time I was trying to figure out if I was gonna be able to do it on Twitter Spaces and also do it on Twitch because I wanted the video aspect of it, and it just got too complicated. I think there is like a way that we could do it. And hey, if anyone that's listening to this has the easiest solution, let me know because I think it would be cool to still have it the audio on Twitter if we could, just because that's where a lot of people hang out. But I like the video side of it as well. So that's why I started doing it over here on Twitch and then reposting it to YouTube. And eventually, I think I'll get the audio to upload to like Spotify and stuff too. But it can happen in stages because I mean we're not like a huge, even though we are the number one podcast in the metaverse, we're not huge yet. Um, anyways, um, introduce
I actually
yourself,
had
man.
that conversation. I actually had that conversation with Alfdark, and he was saying that you can trim the audio from the clip you have if you have this on recording, and just probably condense it to the best parts or the parts you want to keep it, and just like you were saying, it set it to Twitter Space or create a podcast. Well, just compile all the interviews you have. But
Hmm.
sorry to interrupt you. What you were about to
Yeah.
say?
No. That's that. Yeah, I agree. And all I'm saying is, introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are and what you're going to be talking to us about. I mean, we're going to be talking about you and the Pickaxe Master. But anyways,
Okay,
introduce
well, my
yourself.
name is Bruno. I am the founder and game developer of the Pickaxe Master, and we'll be talking about mining, about sandbox, and about what's Alpha Season 3 and what we're up to. And yeah, what we have been going on for the last 3 months and a half since we did the last interview with Krafter here on Behind the Avatar. Yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah, totally. Um, First of all, shout out Arctic Mosaic. We have a first time chatter in the chat. GM, what's up?
Welcome.
Thanks for tuning in live. But yeah, so why don't you let's start it off with just give us, because I know some people that are listening are gonna know the basics, but give us a basic overview of the I'm not great at saying that. The Pickaxe Master, and just yeah, just kind of run with that, and I'll pick your brain from there.
Yeah, and you're totally right. It's from repeating every day, and not every day, but every stream. Sometimes you forget that there's also new people coming into space that want to understand and want to know more about the projects. And from these other side that you're always repeating, sometimes you forget to get all again through the basics and just from the beginning, which is something very simple. So yes, so the Pickaxe Master, it really came down in as a board game. First of all, it started as a board game that was made by myself and my sister during the COVID. So back then we had a lot of free time, like everyone else. That was just staying out at home. We have the family house where we all the family was just gathered around, and we have these every dinner when it ends, we all get around the table. We just play board games, and that has been some
Every,
sort of tradition since
every
we were
dinner.
very little. Yeah, every dinner that we have, and we have all the family gather around. After dinner, we just take all the dishes out and
Yeah,
everything. We clean the table and bring the board games, and we're like, "What we're playing today?" And usually we play
love
two
that.
board games per night. Yeah, it's super cool because it's a way to get out of your cell phones, and everyone
Yeah,
just goes like just in their own lives, and then we have these family moments that we're just talking about the game. We're just having a good time together.
totally.
So since my sister, she has a background in painting and designing, and she's very skilled and talented in terms of drawing skills. And myself, I also come from a creative background, which is mainly music, but I've also wrote a book and I did other board games. And so we had plenty of time, nothing to do, a lot of, well, why not? Let's try to make a board game. So we took some references of our favorite games and all the games that we loved in the family to play. We're like, okay, let's try to bring out what we love most about these games that we play as a family, and let's try to make it our own with all the features that we love the most. And that's how the Pickaxe Master was born.
Awesome.
And this was around the COVID, so we started to lay down the rules, make some tests, get some what do you call it? The beta versions, like we were end drawing everything just to make the placeholders and all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm also a huge gamer. And besides of everything that I do, I've always been into gaming. I remember when I was about 13 or 14 years old when N-Gage from Nokia was around, and there were the first mobile games. Back then, I was like, hey, you know what? I want to learn coding. I want to learn about making games for mobile. If I knew that 20 years later, I would be still doing the same, and now I'm making a game. I should have listened. I should have listened to
Right,
younger Bruno.
right.
He knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to know that. So I was a huge gamer myself as well, and I was hearing for the first time about NFTs. I was like, NFTs, and this was related to art. It was in the art gallery, and people were talking about NFTs, how they could be art. I was like, okay, so let's search about it. Let's see what.
When was this? Sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna do that every once in a while, just so that we don't.
Yeah,
forget,
of course. So I think this exposition was either in September or October 2021, but I think it was September.
Okay.
So I started to look around what was NFT, and I was like, okay, NFT. And then somehow I crossed into something that related NFTs with gaming. And that's where I learned about play to earn. And that's something that's being a huge fan of massive multiplayer online games for RPGs, for World of Warcraft, Anarchy Online, all of that genre. I just love it because it's very immersive and well, I'm not into first person shooters or into speed races, but RPGs are my thing. So I was like, okay, NFTs, play to earn gaming, how these can be intercrossed. So I was like blown away, and I started to dig up and started to search what was available there. So I remember one of the things I found out, it was Illuvium, that was still pretty much in alpha stages.
Yeah.
There was the Sandbox that was not even in alpha stages. There was the Centraland that was already online, and I remember I tried to log in and it was just lag everywhere. I couldn't even move.
Right.
I was like, not getting into this one.
Yep, I had the same experience.
So I'm just saying my experience, like, okay, I'm searching, let me see what's available, and let me try it. And then for the Sandbox, the premise that they had, it was for you own your land, you can create your game. They have these available tools, which is no code as well. And coming from just have the game created, and from all the tests that we did in our house, playing with our friends, with our family, the game was really fun. What we were doing, the Pickaxe Master as a board game, it was just like, you know what? This makes all the sense.
Yeah.
Let's do the same game, but in the metaverse. So I remember that from the Sandbox Discord server, I was like, hey, guys, I'm starting these as a board game. Who wants to join? Who wants to collab? And trying to find team members to do the project. So I was explaining where was my background, where I did came from. I'm not an enterprise. I don't have venture capital behind it. So I was like, okay, we're coming from here. We know that we have a solid idea from what we want to do, and who wants to collaborate, and who wants to join. So first of all, I had to learn through the hard process. I got scammed. Some people just delayed all the process because, you paid up to build a map and to build all this stuff, and then you see the time going, and they're not delivering, and they just throw you some like demo. You had the contract and everything all together, everything was right, and then just like, okay, they sent me a demo. So I'm waiting for the final version, because this is just a demo without any logic, without anything. And then past 1 month, and then excuses, 2 months, excuses like, okay, I'm getting scammed. It's like, I want my money back. It's like, contract here. This is the
Uh,
assets you asked me for. Here they are. I was like, okay. So let's start it all over again. And that's where I started to meet the actual team members of the team. And somehow, yeah, the best lessons you have to learn in life, sometimes they cost you some money. And in this
yeah.
case, it was a good lesson, but it did cost me some money. But I learned and I tried to stick up with that, what I've learned. So no more of trying to pay for that, but instead trying to build a team that would grow as well with myself on making the Pickaxe master into the sandbox. And that's when Gush entered. And Gush started to do the designs of the dwarf miners, avatars, which are all designed. He did the equipment sets as well, and he did like 99% of all the assets that we have done. Then we had Boss Killer to join us, which is a programmer and he does all the logic. He's very good on what he's doing. He was actually the first person that I've met, again, through the Sandbox Discord, which is a great place if you're looking to find other people like-minded like yourself and trying to gather a team and just trying to get people that are coming aboard to Sandbox like, okay, I want to be part of something. There's always someone that wants to be part of something and they were looking to join a team. So that's where I met all these people and everyone joined. Now, getting again, that's after Gush and Boskil were at the team. Then I had Sid, who's running the Discord from more a technical perspective. Also, Gush had a friend called Gibash that he used to do maps in Minecraft. So he invited him to come over, and he just adapted to the game maker and to the team very easily. Totally, it was just the way he was building the map. It was just mind blowing, and see everything coming down from that point. Everything started to come down because we had Gibash to design the map, we had Gush to design the assets, when we had Boss Killer to program all the logic, while I was managing everything else from being the how do you call it, Discord or the community manager. That's the word I was looking for. Taking care of socials, of partnerships, and just being all over the place while developing the game itself and all the systems that are going to be taking place. So we had the team pretty much set up. After that, and some time.
And you met, sorry to cut you off. You met everyone in the Sandbox Discord. Is that what you said?
Yeah, pretty much, except Ibas, which is a friend from Gush.
Yeah.
Everyone else I met from the Sandbox Discord server. So if you're listening and if there's anyone trying to make their own experience and gather yourself a team, that's a very good place to start. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I think that I wish I always get so busy. There's like that's one of the discords that I wish I could spend more time in. Like there's certain discords and like yours and like other like communities that I know and I like, and it's like it's so hard to spend enough time in all of them. But yeah, I would say like people, especially people that are just starting out, like the Sandbox Discord is a great Discord to check out and meet
to start with, yeah.
meet like-minded people, and then from there you'll kind of branch out and figure out where you want to be.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's at this stage since so much has happened and so many people have been met. And for example, I'm at your server, and like you're saying, you're also at the Pickaxe Master server. But there's so many things right now to take attention to that you don't get as much attention to the details as much you wanted, because time, unfortunately, does not stop or stretch. But the Sandbox Discord server is a great place to start with, because all these people I mentioned, including Krafter, we're all at the Sandbox Discord server, so you can find us all in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, totally. So from there, what you were on a roll, and then I cut you off.
No, it's all good, because I wanted to go to a very important point, is that we were building in the, let's call it, in the shadows, because we were not sharing anything. So we're like, for the first 3 months, we're just building all the stuff until we had the basic logic working. We had the map that was looking okay. So it's like, okay, you know what? Let's open up the socials. That's where we open up the Twitter, the Discord, YouTube, etc. All the socials that we have. And I think it was about 1 month after, so it was around April, that we received the first message to get interviewed, and this was done by you, Krafter. So I have to thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
very much from the heart for giving us that hand and that help that really boosted our morale a lot, because
totally.
it was like, hey guys, you know what, everything, like those 3 months we're just building, building, building. Now we're getting noticed out there, we're part of the community, and we're
Yeah,
getting being asked to be interviewed and talk about the project. So it's just little steps you take
yeah,
into while we're building, and
exactly.
it does take some time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, that's like I love your story and I love the way you tell it because it really does show from beginning to where you are now, what it takes and I don't want to say that it doesn't take a lot because it does. I mean it's hard work and it's a lot of work, but it's more so it's consistent work, that I think just from an outsider's perspective, like that's what is getting you to continue to move forward and have the new things kind of come to your plate and I think that speaks volumes, and I think it's been awesome to watch you guys continue to build from that first time that I don't even know. Honestly, I have no idea how I actually like noticed you other than I know that it was on Twitter. And then I just was like, dude, I wanna talk to these guys and hear what they're doing and now look at where you guys are. I mean, you've come a long way just from then.
Yeah, we have come a long way, and we still have a long way to do
So
it. And
so
just to probably it was one of this could be one of the tips I could give if you're trying to post stuff from your project is to use sorry my English, hashtag.
yeah,
Hashtags are very important because there's a lot of people that follow hashtags. Myself, I follow hashtags. I follow the sandbox hashtag, for example. So whenever there's something that has that hashtag, I'm going to see it.
uh-huh.
Like
See, I
myself, there's thousands of people that are going to see it.
yeah, I'm guilty. I try to do good on social media, but I don't use hashtags very much, and I don't know why. Because like, I guess I don't. I've never really used Twitter either, very much until recently, and so like I don't think I follow hashtags. I didn't know that you could follow hashtags, but like that makes sense that like people are following
Yeah,
these hashtags that there's then you're popping up on new people's feeds instead of just your followers feeds like that makes sense that that's kind of how you get pushed out to more people.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know
pretty much underrated, I have to say.
yeah, I don't know why I'm just realizing this now. But
The
it's
same
good.
goes for mailing lists.
Yeah,
Mailing lists are also super underrated, but they work. They work as hell.
are you a mailing list as far as like an email is
Yeah.
what do you like?
You got companies like Mailchimp, which is
Uh-huh.
free to use,
Yep.
where you can gather for example, I'm going to tell you how we do it at the Pickaxe Master. So, and this will go later in the story, so to tell us where we come from, so where we are. And I think I'll just go to this next point, which is when we had the first interview. I think that we had the first stream as well around that time. So we had our first interview, which was on the 17th of May. So it was 3 months and half from now. It feels like it was already an half a year, but it is much shorter than that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we just started to stream back then. And when we started to stream, we do the Pickaxe giveaways. We were like, okay, we need to alpha test the game. So what a better way to alpha test the game to give pickaxes to everyone that's watching and give them a chance to play to earn. That way we have the best way. We are giving away pickaxes. We're letting people to try the game before it's out, and we're doing it all together. So we put it up some Google Forms. We had another way to do it, but it was not working anymore because once we started to grow, that system could not handle that anymore. So we started to use Google Forms, and on Google Forms we've put the normal how do you call it? The stuff to be filled, like your wallet address,
Yeah.
your nickname, all that stuff. And in the end, I was putting like they were not mandatory questions. And one of those, like, do you want to be added up to our mailing list? If so, or if you have not done it yet, please post your email below. So every time and every stream that we do those giveaways, and we put that bar which is open for you to leave your email, we'll be collecting and adding those addresses to our mailing list. So whenever we have a really big announcement, for example, an NFT drop, the game is going to be released, etc., we have also that mailing list. So those people are saying with that is that, okay, here's my email. I want to be contacted whenever there's something important, because
Right.
you can get so busy. You can miss a notification on Twitter. You can miss a general ping on Discord. You can miss so many things. But when it comes to emails, usually you just go there to your inbox, like, okay, what's happening? What have I received today? And you go like, oh, there's an email from the Pickaxe master. Oh, they're making an NFT drop. Nice. For example, you always
Yep.
receive an email from the sandbox.
Yep.
Although you already know what's happening, you always receive it. It's the same type of thing. So that's one example of how you can reach out to more people using non, or let's call it underrated. For example, the hashtags and the mailing lists.
Yep. I totally agree. And you know what? I I don't know what it is, or if it's just me. I don't know what it is. But like I know all this. Like I've built a couple of businesses. Like I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and like we always had email lists, and we always had like these things, and I don't know why I haven't like transferred all that stuff, and I don't know why that hasn't made its way more widespread um into this world, because like the big players are doing it, like you said, like Sandbox does it. I'm blanking on, like, I know I get emails from Decentraland, and there's like a play to earn newsletter that I get, and like there's certain things that like really do utilize it, and it's like of course, like why wouldn't, because that's how I am. Like if there's something that I really want to pay attention to, I get on their email list. And
That's how you do it. Yeah.
yeah, because then I know I'm not going to miss it. Unless Google like sorts it stupidly, which they do every once in a while, and then I realize like I've been missing emails for a while, and then I move it so it goes to my primary folder. But that's another whole issue. But at least you're sending the emails and getting them somewhere. Um, yeah, no, that's so
Well,
true. So yeah, anybody who's running any sort of business in the Web3 world, take 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 note of these pointers, because I agree. I'm gonna start using
but I'm
email
not going to
lists as
lie.
well.
It takes more time on whatever you're doing. It's just going to be those extra minutes that you will be adding in
Yep.
top of whatever you're already doing. So
Yeah.
completely understandable. After running Discord, Twitter, Instagram, making streams, building the game, and whatsoever, and even allocating extra time in top of it for that. So whatever you are, if you're doing it good. It's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
So if you're already busy building and you're taking your free time to build, so don't worry.
Right. Right. Yeah.
There's always something else you could be doing better or more.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why I love these conversations, because they just lead me down the path of other ideas and stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. I want to do that too. But anyways, shout out chat, by the way. And some people are saying your microphone is echoing. So I've been trying to, I don't know if you saw me putting my phone up to my ear. I'm trying to check
Which one, mine or yours?
yours. And I don't know why.
Which one, mine or yours?
Yeah, you
I'm.
you do have a little bit of an echo. I don't know. Sorry,
How could I?
sorry about that,
How could
chat.
I?
I don't I
How
don't know.
could I reduce that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's on me, or I mean, my setup hasn't changed, so I think it must be your end. But it's not like super bad, so don't worry about it. Unless because I don't know what I would tell you to even adjust.
Um, I don't even know what I could do because I have the sound coming from here, so it's not duplicating. I only have to use Discord call with you.
Yeah,
I have Twitch on mute, so I'm not quite sure what could be happening as well.
I'm not sure either. But don't worry about it. It wasn't that bad. It was just it definitely, there is a little bit of an echo, but We're good. We're good. We're rolling, and it doesn't. It's not. It's not killing the conversation. I don't think. I think they can follow. Just apologies. Sorry. It's still a makeshift podcast. So it's alpha. You know. You gotta start
Well,
somewhere and work out the kinks. Um,
that's the same principle. Even at our streams, we deal with it. Last time was like I was hearing myself double as well. Although everyone was not hearing, I was hearing myself. That was like,
that's the
why is this
worst.
happen? Why is this happening? I don't know. We're not still good enough at it. Like get good, study what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. it's I've had that a couple of times. I don't even I feel like I want to wear headphones, but then I have that happen sometimes, and I'm like I don't know how to fix it, and so it drives me nuts. So I feel that. But Arctic Mosaic says not killing the conversation at all, so we're all good.
Okay, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah. So I'm trying now that we took that little break. I'm trying to think of where we were at. We were talking about email marketing, and now we're gonna segue into what you are doing in the sandbox. Maybe is that where we were at?
Yeah, I was just telling about how we started with the first streams, and I just wanted to use
Yes.
that as a bridge to go for the forums and tell about it. Uh, yeah, basically, we started to do the streams, and we've been doing it regularly every Wednesday. We do it at 3 p.m. UTC, and since we started, we have not failed it once so far,
Nice.
and we have just keep doing it and keep developing. I think if we look back from the first stream until we are now, there's so much that have been built, done, and completed. We can say that we are very, very close to completion. Well, we were. Now that Game Maker
Yeah.
0.7.1 is out, we're like, God damn it, we were so close to finishing it.
Yeah. That's
Now we have to check for stuff that we don't even know what's happening.
yeah, that's the thing is like I don't know if it the okay, so I will give you one pointer that I heard from um who told me this. I'm blanking. Oh, Voxel Blaze. Voxel Blaze said this. Um unless your game is relying on the version that's running right now, like for example, if your game was going to be in like alpha season 3, obviously you would want to go and update it. So like unless it's relying on that, but I guess if there is so, and I guess relying on it would be if you're gonna do something like you guys I think are doing, um, which I'll let you get into that if that is the case. That like fixing it doesn't really make sense because there could be um, another update that comes out before it actually needs to be used by
Mm.
by your um, users, your
Hmm.
gamers, your players. So like
That
fix
does make sense.
so but I think there's like two sides. Like if you want it to be show like figure out how it needs to be fixed so that it's ready, then maybe that makes sense. But it could break again, which is I think
Yeah.
what he was saying. So it's like you just like constantly are fixing things even though you don't really need to fix it yet until it's like a for sure
Now,
like this is the version that you're gonna use it for. So
we have a theory. We have a theory, and this could be very valid that even though we would have to fix it, because my theory is that related with load on distance. So if you have work on the game maker and you have a pretty heavy logic that's been built, you know that the previous game maker, it would load all the assets from the map. So whenever you're running a logic and you have the speakers and all the behaviors and everything trimmed down, they they need to be so if it's something a chain logic, you have to trim down the timings of all the events, and
mm,
that will depend on how much lag do you have in your game. For example, we had to fine tune the logic several times because when we were building and the game started to become heavier, the logic would break, and then we would trim the timings and it would become perfect again. Now,
oh
with load on distance, we've noticed that even the loading of the game is just super fast.
yeah.
Everything is faster. And what could be happening, this is my theory, is that with load on distance, now that everything is much faster, that's why it's breaking all the logic because it Back then, it would take this certain amount of time to run the logic, and now that everything is coming faster,
Everything's
there
sped
could be
up.
some there could be some collisions, especially with chain logic. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watch the stream. Sometimes we go to the basement, we try to show a little bit of how is the logic made,
Uh-huh.
and everything just coming on a chain. Like this happened, which triggered this, and then goes there, and then goes here, and finally, poof, we have something coming out from mining. But it goes from many logics, just from point A to point B to C, D. I think it's like, I don't know if it's a 6 or 7 step logic just on the mining one. So
Yeah.
if there's a timing that changes, it's going to break it most
Right.
likely.
Right. No, that I mean, and that's tough that like it's, but it makes sense that like if the timing's off, then things are
Yeah,
gonna start like tripping up and not triggering when they should, or yeah, being off when they should be on kind of thing. Um, which is
pretty much.
it's unfortunate, but I mean,
So yeah, probably we have to do it either way, because if the game is faster, I don't think it doesn't matter how they will translate it, like, or import it. If the game is faster, yeah, we have to redo all the timings and, well, test it all over again. And
yeah,
this is why we're on alpha test and we do the streams. It's to test those things as well.
right, yeah. I mean, hey, if you want to look at the bright side of things, it gives you more stuff to stream.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll like, hey, you know what? Let's start all over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's make this
For
logic perfect again.
for all the newcomers that didn't see this the first time around.
Yeah, I remember we were playing and doing the streams, and at some point was like, uh-oh, we've broke the logic. Well, you know what? This is alpha, so no big deal. But hey, we broke the logic while we were live. So like after the stream was ended, it was like doing all these reports, like, hey, this happened during that time, and this happened, taking screenshots, so and
Uh-huh.
everything just to show what happened. I was like, okay, let's try to fix it. Then on the next stream, it was like, hey, it's fixed, and then we broke it again. It's kind of sad because it was actually pretty stable. The logic, we haven't broken in several months for
Nice.
until these last game maker update.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just technicalities out of it.
Yeah. I mean, like you keep saying, like it's being an alpha. Like that's just what comes with being this early to things is there's lots of breaking and fixing and pivoting and but that I mean that's why I'm so
Did it happen to yourself as well?
yeah, for sure. Um, which is it's all right. It's all right, but it's also like, God damn it! Like I just spent a lot of time figuring out like because I just like recently started really diving into the game maker. Before I was just doing stuff in box edit. So like yeah, it's like God damn. But hey, it's good. I'm learning, and now I'm gonna relearn what I did, and in whatever way works this time around, and then from there I don't know. It's just good. It's good learning for me, I guess, is what I'm saying. But it also sucks because it's like I could just keep learning and keep finishing stuff instead of having to go back and fix things. But um, whatever.
Well, in the end, it will just make us more experienced in the game maker. That's for sure, and that's
Yeah,
guaranteed.
yeah, it is. And I mean that's cool because like we're like just think about like we just said, and it's true that we're very early to this, and
Mhm.
we're all going to be in such a good position in the even near future, but even like think like 5 years down the road, if you continue to build in the sandbox and other places too, if your heart desires, but like just speaking the sandbox, you continue to build in the sandbox for 5 years, like you're gonna know how to do a lot of shit, and that's
Mhm.
beneficial for multiple different reasons. Like one, you can teach other people that, and that like can build a brand of yourself. And two, like you can build really cool stuff for your games. Um, so yeah, I think it's crazy. Like it's crazy like how early we are and like how I understand how frustrating it can be. But at the same time, it's like it's gonna really pay off in the future, because that's when you're really gonna be at that point where you're just leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of people. Um,
You not only know how to work in the game maker, but came all the way through with all the updates. So you're very experienced on making it. And like you were saying, you could either be making streams, you could be teaching. There's already courses how to work on the game maker on
Yeah.
Vox Edit today. So you can imagine when we get these going massive on mobile, on Xbox, on PlayStation, on
Uh-huh.
the computer, all running on this at the same time, while you're going to have millions of players, millions of builders, millions of gamers, millions of everyone.
Yeah.
Of course, the ones that have been working for more time and have more knowledge about the program and the resources. In terms of you were saying being early, yes, those people, those creators will be way more ahead because they've mastered the programs, they've mastered the process, they know what it needs to be done, they know what are the tricks and the tips, what are the difficulties, what are the limitations, and whatsoever. So yeah, and there will be more brands, there will be more studios, they'll be looking for more builders. And yeah, some of them, they're like, you know what, we need an experience. We need a senior builder, someone that really knows what's the sandbox and what are those programs. So they'll be looking for you that have been building for several years. We don't even have to say years because you can actually master the program,
Yeah.
I would say. If you work on it every day, I think in 3 months you can actually know what's about the program.
For
There's
sure.
some stuff that are harder to build and harder to master. So I would say that yeah, 3 months you're like very comfortable. From 3 to 6 months, you're mastering it. You're just going over beyond the basics.
Totally. I 100% agree. And I don't think I've even, like I said, I just started like recently building. So it's like, and I'm already starting to feel more and more comfortable. Like don't get me wrong. Like in the beginning, it's pretty clunky. Like, like it's tough to figure out some of the stuff. But like as you get more and
Yes.
more reps, it's just like anything. You get more and more reps under your belt, and you start to really understand it. I mean, looking back, it reminds me a lot of, and obviously, like, duh, it should remind me a lot of this, is back in the day in college, me and my buddy would play Minecraft sometimes, and it was crazy the where we started and how, like, just thinking about like how like clunky and just like dumb stuff that we were doing in the beginning, and then a couple of years of college later where we didn't play like a ton, but we periodically played consistently, and like we were just on another level of building in Minecraft by the end of college. And it's like thinking about like where we how much of a leap we made in that like year and a half, 2 years, I think, that we were together and playing it. Like multiply that over, I don't even know how long Minecraft's been around. I was in college in 2014 was when I graduated. So like if I
Quite
played
some time already, quite
if
some time.
yeah, so if I played if I played, I didn't continue to play Minecraft, but if I would have played, like who knows how like skilled you could get in that time. So like that's the same with the sandbox in my opinion, because it is such a no like coding needed, like video game style building platform, very obviously similar to Minecraft, that anyone can really master if you put in the time to figure it out. So this is just my plug to say, if you're not already, like, check out the sandbox, play around in it, see if you enjoy it at all. Because if you do, um, and just keep know that there will be a path that you're gonna have to go along to grow and figure it all out. But once you do figure it out, you could build some really cool shit. And why not do that? It's free. I mean, basically, there'll be a little bit of cost when you want to like actually publish things and buy land and whatever. Um, but the program itself is free. So learn and get good.
Yeah, and that was a great reference you did right there. You were talking about it when you started to work on the Minecraft, and I remember that I found myself watching some months ago. There were some social experiences around the Minecraft. There was some sort of competition on some sort of contest. They were bringing like 200 players, and it was like a survival, and they were like trying to mimic a civilization. So you came from Minecraft where everything was very from the beginning,
Uh-huh.
to an experience where you even mimic social experiments. That's how you can say uh, how far the program or the game has went to, and we could be expecting the same
Totally.
on the sandbox, but even going that extra mile further, that could be not even a mile, it could be just a lot of miles further.
Yeah. 100% agree on that. And I think the thing that not to like make this like a fanboy session about the sandbox, but the thing that excites me the most about the sandbox is the fact that it's so I mean, yes, it can be challenging. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But it's so user friendly slash user welcoming, I guess, would be more like of the term you could use. Is it's welcoming to users. That I see it definitely picking up traction like Minecraft did. Because yeah, the games, they're not as visually appealing as some big studio games that run on Unreal Engine or something. But they're still good enough, and because everyone can like have their input and customize and do things their own way, it just really it makes sense why it would take off the way it already is, and I don't see why it would slow down anytime soon. Just because it's just the next evolution of gaming, and it's modeled after, or it's modeling a way that I think just makes sense for incorporating NFTs and everything into it. So yeah,
Yeah,
just
and you don't have to do it all at the same time. You can look as the Alpha Season 1, 2, and 3 as a quite good example for that. If you look back at some of the experiences that were launched back then at Season 1, then see the revamp at Season 2, now going to see the revamp on Season 3, you can see that you can still make a game. You have the basics on it, get some feedback, develop it a bit more, launch version 2, get some feedback, see what are the opinions of the players, then develop it a bit more. I think you get like, okay, this is the final version of it. And that's what we were doing, but during the streams. We had a lot of good suggestions from everyone in the community, and we were taking them all. We're like, okay, we can implement this. We need to think about this. Oh yeah, this is easy to implement. Very good thoughts. It was like, okay, let's try to bring all those suggestions and all that feedback and all that input into what we're making, and develop also not from our perspective, because we're really into like you're building, you're just so into it, and you have someone from the outside that's giving you a different perspective. It's like, oh, that's a good point of view. You know what? Let's try to add up that into
yeah,
what we're building.
yeah, no,
So,
that
what I want to say is that it can be a progressive. You don't need to do it's finished, it's done, now it's going to be released. You can be releasing it bit by bit and showing the stages that you're doing and to let other people try. You have the Game Maker draft gallery for that
yep,
and get some feedbacks. I can remember King of Crypto while I was doing Kingdom of Sakar, and he released tons of releases of the same game because he was getting and gathering feedback from everyone that was playing the game. It was just like, okay, let's add up more, and more.
yep. No, yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean, is just being a consistent work in progress and building in the public. Like obviously there's some things that you want to have a little mystery behind, but like all in all, getting that feedback along the way is going to make it's going to make a product that your community that you're building um, is really looking forward to, and not just guessing that maybe they would look forward to it. If that makes sense, like they really know that, especially the ones that have been really invested in you from whenever they find you, but are paying attention
Mhm.
to everything you're doing. Like they're really like molding,
They're
they're helping
they're
mold.
dedicated.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're interested in what you're doing and they want to help. And how can they help? They give you some suggestions because they're like you're saying they're following you and they're watching the streams that you do, and that's one way to contribute to the project. Yeah,
yeah,
also totally agree with you.
Yeah, totally. Shout out, chat. I know I don't want to interrupt conversation that's flowing, but every once in a while I'll say what's up, guys. I do see your guys' comments, so if you ever have a question or something, feel free to pop it up there, and I'll try and ask it eventually. Or yeah, whenever the time is right. But what's up, King Crypto and Saged and everyone that's here. Game Dizzy, thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. I don't really understand what those do, but thank you.
We got a lot of fan fam in here. I didn't
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
chat open.
Yeah, there's
Hey everyone, how's it going?
yeah, there's tons of awesome people. Why are so amazing? I think he wants to know why Bruno's so amazing. But
I don't know who's asking, but you're amazing.
it's game dizzy. So
Yeah, definitely beyond amazing.
but game speaking of game dizzy real quick, we got to get you back on the show and now that we have visuals, 'cause I don't think we had visuals when you were on the show either. So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, back to what you were saying about Pickaxe Master. Thanks for being here, everyone. It's nice to have a crowd. And Pickaxe Master. So I I don't know unless you have something that you were gonna go to just next. I am really curious about um, two things, both things that you sent over in the Discord that I for sure want you to touch on. So let's go
Hmm.
there for now, and then we'll see where that conversation goes. But I am referencing first off, and I'm gonna bring it on screen here, is the Pickaxe Master Vox Edit contest. So give us the point 101, whatever you want to call it, on what's going on with this. And I mean, I can scroll through it and you guys can read it, but just speak it.
Yeah, it's easier and it's more interactive. And
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up. It's the first time that we do a Vox Edit contest. I have to say that we're pretty much excited, pretty much hyped about it because it's the first time that we do it. But also, we're a bit worried that we do it at the same time as Alpha Season 3 has just launched, and they give so many quests to do. So
Yeah.
we decided to extend the deadlines to deliver. So it's about 1 month, if not even more, to do it. It's the contest basically is to create a pickaxe, a pickaxe that will be featured in the first pickaxe collection of the Pickaxe Master, because it makes all the sense to be releasing the first NFT drop, a pickaxe collection.
Yeah.
And while we were designing everything, so we got some pickaxes made by Gush, we got some pickaxes that were made by Rex Roach, and we
I
felt
love
like,
Rex
okay, we have
Roach.
all of, yeah, Rex Roach is
Shout out.
also part of the Pickaxe Master team, and we're like, okay, we have all these amazing pickaxes, but what could be done out there? Like, what would, for example, you would do? What would Game D's or King of Crypto or any other amazing creators would do as a pickaxe, as a equipment, as a weapon? So yeah, we definitely need from everyone in the community to participate in this contest and just give them their best looking pickaxe or the pickaxe they like the most.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm gonna make
that
one.
way, yeah, it will feel that that's a complete collection because it would have the pickaxes that we have designed, and it would have the best pickaxes made by the community.
Yeah.
So we're running that contest. I think it's up for a week right now. We already got some hints or a sneak peek of one of the entries that's going to be, and I have to say that we are very eager and we are very excited to see what's going to come up from everyone. I have to say that, yeah, quite anxious to see it.
Yeah.
But coming down on what it is. So basically, we have a month to deliver it. There's a prize pool. It's a very generous and humble prize pool. So the first place, it will be 100 cents. The second place, it will be 50 cents. And the fourth place will be 25 cents. And fourth and fifth place, it will be 10 cents. All of those, they will also receive the NFTs from the collection. So top places will receive 2 pickaxes, and then from third to fifth, they will receive 1 pickaxe.
Very cool.
So it's a very humble and generous prize pool. We don't have the resources right now to be giving away more sand to those prizes. If we could, we would, but I think
Totally.
it's more about the intention of wanting to have the community to participate and have those pickaxes, because these ones, they will not be sold. These ones, they will be given away through either partners or either through collabs, either um, streams giveaways. If we had those pickaxes mints done by you, we would definitely be giving one away in this stream, but we
Yeah.
don't have it yet.
Yeah. Hey,
So
that's for another stream.
that will be for another stream when they're minted. Yeah,
Yeah.
Krafter, this is myself auto inviting to your show.
It's all right. You can invite yourself to my show as many times as you want. Um,
Thank you.
but yeah, so that's super cool.
Oh
I
god.
I can't believe I must have glazed over or just missed it. Like you said, like it's hard to keep up with all kinds of the notifications. So I'm glad that we have you on the show when this is happening, so that people can find out about it. Because I'm for sure gonna have to build an axe to submit into the contest because I think that's awesome. Um,
We would love to see a metaSKINZ,
yes,
metaSKINZ pickaxe.
yes, that'll
I know that you have that theme. You have a very solid theme around what you're doing. So very curious on what would it turn out
Yeah,
in
yeah.
pickaxe.
I have some ideas going through my head already. So, um, I think we'll come up with a fun one. And um, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
and
So
just to complete this, so why are we going to do a pickaxe collection NFT drop? Because, and this is one of the pinpoints I had in here, just to if some reason somehow I just got like poof, and I don't know what to talk about. We have entered the Game Maker Fund quite recently. I think it was during this month for sure, but it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that we have entered the Game Maker Fund. And we know that the Pickaxe Master will be now released through the sandbox at a later stage, not on Alpha 3, but later. And
nice.
in the meantime, we'll be able to do a NFT collection drop. So we thought that, okay, if we're going to do it, let's do a pickaxe collection drop. And if we're going to do that, let's have some pickaxes made by the community. So this is all coming from some logic like, okay, we're running right now the Vox Edit contest. Now we're going, after that, we'll analyze all the entries, announce the winners, have all the collection ready to be minted, and go from there. We have to say that we have also one pickaxe that's going to be also with a partnership and a collab with Didona, which is an Italian jewelry brand, and we will be making some NFT real life, what do you call it? Bridge.
Okay. With a jewelry company, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well,
When is
it's
that gonna
amazing.
happen?
It's amazing the everyone that you can find on the sandbox. There's so many projects. There's gaming companies. There's clothing. There's jewelry. There's I don't know. You name it. You can see from the sandbox partners just a glimpse on who's entering the metaverse, and you could be just stumbling on random conversations because this happened actually quite out of nowhere, this connection that we built, and it made a lot of sense for both of us to be collabing and be partnership as well. But it's really cool to see that there's a lot of people paying attention to the metaverse that are also joining, and there's going to be a lot of collabs and partnerships. But just to end with it, I don't want to give too many spoilers for now,
Yeah.
because I want to announce it rightfully at the right time when we have everything sorted out and we have some sneak peeks to show it. It's more like a show, not tell. So
Yes.
we want to show it and not tell it what's going to be that partnership and that collab.
I
But
think
let's say
that's a good
that
idea.
there's going to be something in that collection that will also be part of that.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Maybe that'll be the next time we have you on. We'll hear about that. Um, okay, so let's segue. Oh, wait, before we segue away, the contest is running until, let me find it, the
Oh, I don't.
19th. Is that what it says?
Yes, it will run until the 19th of September. and it will close at 10 p.m. UTC, and then there will be a voting process within the team, and then we'll make a special stream, which will be a ceremony. So we'll be watching at the pickaxes that have been sent. We'll be go there, looking at those, and well, it will be a ceremony where
Yeah.
we'll be reviewing the pickaxes and the assets that have been done. And I think it's going to be really cool moments for everyone to gather around and celebrate
Heck yeah.
the award, the winners, and the awards.
Heck yeah. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be an awesome moment. So everyone put that on your calendars. The 10th. Don't miss the 10th. And get your the 10th of October, right? September,
Yep, that's
October.
where it's
Yep.
going to be announced.
And get your axes in before the 19th of September.
Just post it, follow those rules. There's also a form to be filled, which has some guidelines just to know your wallet address if you win, what's your nickname, all those generic stuff when you're entering a contest, so we know who's sending the submission, so that we can keep track and organize all the submissions that have been sent to us. They're simple steps, not anything overcomplicated. And most of all, yeah, we're excited and we want to see the best pickaxes from the metaverse. And we know that the most cool or good looking pickaxes are going to be made by you. You at the chat, you Krafter, just everyone. I know that you have a crazy and good idea to make pickaxes. It's a very simple asset to make. So we want to see what's going to come up
Yes.
from everyone.
I'm excited to see him because, like you said, it's not that complicated of an asset, but there's so many different ways you could do it, and it's gonna be cool to see what people come up with.
Yeah, it's going to work on the imaginarium and with the creativity of everyone. Like for yourself, you have the metaSKINZ and that language very strong that you have. It will be like if he was making how we would do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, 100%. I'm excited. But let's move on to your other thing that you wanted to bring up, and I am
Oh yeah.
extra curious about this. So I'm just gonna read the tweet and then you can elaborate. So from the Pickaxe Master, with so many play to earn features on Alpha 3, you better start to get those fingers ready because we'll be adding up some sand prizes on top. That's right, we're making a Pickaxe Master team with our own pool of prizes. And to join and learn more, go to their Discord. So, what people that are watching this episode obviously still go to the Discord, but you get to find out from the man himself what does this all mean?
So what does it all mean? I like where to start. So what it is, first of all. So this is a team that we're building to play on Alpha Season 3. What does it mean? So I don't know if you're familiar with Counter-Strike or those teams of online gaming where you put a tag
Yeah.
right next to your name. So it's like, okay, this is going to become a thing sooner or later because you have guild games, you have just a lot
yeah.
of gaming guilds that are forming, and they'll be playing massively all the play to earn games. So it's like, why not have and start right now the Pickaxe Master team? And we
Yep.
started with the Alpha Season 3 team. So what we have done, we have created an exclusive prize pool. So you could be participating, you could be winning the Alpha Pass and get the landowner extra sand, the NFT avatar extra sand, and I think it's the sandbox NFTs extra sand as well.
Yep.
And also, if you are part of the Pickaxe Master team, there's an exclusive sand prize pool as well that will be added up to you. Now, this prize pool does not need you to end up in the first place of the general leaderboard. So it will be a leaderboard within the Pickaxe Master. So by the end of the season, we will see screenshots of everyone's results, and the person from the team that will score better, it will earn extra prizes. So let me just open up that real fast and I can go over to you. But if you want, and everyone that's watching right now on the chat, you can join our Discord server. You can check the links at our website, which is the pickaxemaster.io, and you can get all the social links from there. but just to give an example, so the extra prize pools that we'll be giving, it will be the first ranked in the team will earn extra 50 cents. So it doesn't matter if you end up in top 5,000, as long as that's the first place in the Pickaxe Master team, you'll be earning 50 cent. For second rate, it will be extra 25 cent, and for third rank, it will be extra 10 cent. It's not much, but it's extra. So if you're already counting with all of those, you could be winning from the Alpha Pass 500, then Landowner 180, and then Avatar, I think it's 95, and then the NFT, it's 50, 40. Now you're adding more 50 or more 25 or more 10. And for the top 10 players, no matter what will be the score, but top 10 players within the team, they will receive a Pickaxe NFT from the same collection that we will be minting soon, that will come after the Vox Edit contest. So if you're just playing for fun, you want to gather, so we have these dedicated also. We have, by becoming part of the team, you will have to make the tag, which is TPM, the Pickaxe Master, in the end of your name, and also in your Discord nickname. Then you'll be receiving a role, a special role that will grant you access to this special chat where the team share tips and tricks on how to get better scores. So if you want to participate and know other players, you're just like playing on your own and you're like, I wish there was someone that could help me go through this on how to make it faster. You can also watch YouTube videos and tutorials. There's a lot of those. But if you want to like, okay, we're part of a team and we want to be in the top places and try to help each other while knowing more people and just bounding and like, hey, you know what? Let's play all together. At what server are you? And all of that you do in regular gaming.
Yep.
You can join the Pickaxe Master team and all the other team members. I think we're about 13 right now. So you could be joining this team and win extra prizes, NFTs and cents. For that, you only have to join our Discord server. You just have to check on the pin post, either on the announcements or where it says TPM Alpha Team. And there's all the information there on how you can join.
Heck yeah, that's dope. I love that idea. Don't be surprised if some of you guys are competing against the skins team in the future. Uh,
Well, it's always a friendly competition.
100%, 100%. I think that's fun, and I love that. And I think having a friendly competition among other I don't know, brands, whatever you want to call yourselves, is great and fun. And,
It will happen, and
yes,
it will happen
yes,
eventually.
yeah, no. So that's super awesome though. So the one thing that I maybe I just wasn't paying attention good enough. But one thing that I'm just slightly confused on is how does the leaderboard work as far as the team goes? Like how do you what are you competing in? Are you competing in the same leaderboard as the
Yes, yes, yes.
so
Depending
like
on the
that's
ranking
your
each
rank?
ends.
That's your
Yeah,
rank is where you're at the leaderboard.
depending on the yeah, that's right.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
imagine that you have one team member, one TPM team member that ends in rank 3,000. The other one ends in rank 4,000. The other one ends in rank 8,000, and so on,
Yep.
going further away from the top places. When it comes to counting for the Pickaxe Master team leaderboard, the person that ended up in the general leaderboard at rank 3000 is the first one
Is
because
number
he's the
one.
best ranked, he's number one at the Pickaxe Master team.
Uh-huh.
So he will be receiving those that first place. So
Heck
it's
yeah.
a separate leaderboard with its own exclusive prize pool.
Totally. No, that's super cool. Love that. Love that a lot. Uh, very cool. My head's just like spinning.
I'm trying to explain the best as I can.
No. That you nailed it, and I think that was just the one thing that I probably just glazed over. But that totally makes sense. So you're just using for those of you that don't know, here, let me pull it up. When you're participating in the sandbox alpha, can people see this? Yes. If you go to the play tab over on the left and then head on over to the leaderboard here in the middle, then you can find right here a list of everyone ranked. And what the way that you are going to be ranked in um oh, it only goes to 200. How do you see yours? I don't know. But
You're not ranked yet,
this
Krafter.
is my metaSKINZ account. I am ranked as Krafter,
I'm
but
messing.
I'm
I'm
logged
messing
in. I'm
with you.
logged into the wrong account. But this is where you'd be able to see what you're ranked, and then I'm assuming how does the submission work as far as this goes? Do you just like submit it to the Discord channel or something, like a screenshot, or do you guys track it? Well, you wouldn't.
Uh, so to join the team, you only have to send a proof of the change of your name in the sandbox account to add the TPM tag in the end. Now,
Ah,
when it comes to the rankings, we will have to wait until the last day, until the rankings are closed, so people take a screenshot of
screenshot.
that rank. Yeah, and that's how we will do it.
Yep, perfect. That's awesome. That's super cool. I love the innovative way to play off of what's already going on, and there's already a leaderboard working for you. So use that leaderboard. That's awesome. Um,
Extra
I
prizes? Why
think
not?
yeah,
Wait
I think
to meet
that's
new people.
yeah, I think that's the way to go is that until the sandbox is live or as it sounds, you work your way into being involved in one of the alphas. Um, just you can just piggyback off of things that are already happening and even play games in the draft gallery. Those of you that are building games, and some of you guys are already doing that. I guess I'm just saying this for people that haven't thought or think that they could do something like this. Is you can still be running contests and running um, play to earn style games without the sandbox actually being live and just track it other ways, like using screenshots of certain things or whatever.
Or
So
even Game DC, for example. I was just thinking on the Sand or No Sand show that's sponsored by Sandstorm
mhm.
and Game DC 06. That's even before the Sandbox Alpha Season 3. Nothing related to the Alpha Season 3. It's like its own show, its own program, and it's giving away sand, for example.
Yeah, totally. I just caught a question that I would like you to go over. So
Hmm.
Arctic Mosaics, I hope I'm saying that right, says for you, how can I get a role in the Discord? So I'm assuming he or she is already in the Discord. Um,
Hmm.
so how do they get a role? Is there something fun? Is there interactions they can do or yeah.
Yes, it's well, everything is, if you're already in the server, you just have to check on a tab which is under Pickaxe Master News. Oh, I'm seeing right here the message. That is much easier. Okay, Arctic Mosaics. So let's do it like this. Once we get off the stream, I'll run it through. I'll answer and run it through you how you can do it. And let's do it right after.
Yes,
All right?
he's the man.
Perfect.
Um, yep. So yeah, just obviously hop in the Discord and you guys can chat there. By the way, do you have your Discord link? I want to drop that in the chat for people that aren't already in the Discord so that they can get in there.
Well, I don't have it right here, but usually what I give it is the link to the website. At the website, there's links for
Oh yeah.
all the platforms that we have. And usually I like to give the website because from there you can just go wherever you want to. You
Yep.
can go to the Medium articles, you can go to the Discord, Twitter, Twitch, etc. So
That's the way to
all
go.
the places at one home, and also you're generating traffic because you want those CEO engines pick it up that the website is being visited. So it
Yep.
goes all in first place whenever you search for the Pickaxe Master.
Yes. You're helping in more ways than one by clicking on this link.
Yes, you'll get there. It's only one extra link, one extra click, but it will help to get on the CEOs and climbing all that ladder when people are searching for a pickaxe, for master. For
100%.
pickaxe master, it's already the first results. It took about some months to get there,
But
but
you
it's
made
there.
it.
Yeah, we're there.
Nice. That's surprising actually to me that there's other pickaxe masters that were popping up before you.
No, there was master pickaxes.
Master pickaxes. Ah,
Yeah, there were master pickaxes from other games.
that makes a little more sense then. Question I have, and then I think we're gonna have to wrap her up. But one last question I have to pick your brain is, and elaborate as much as you'd like, um, is is the board game still in development? I forget. I feel like we talked. I'm sure we talked about this last time. But is the board game
Oh,
playable? Is it in development? I forget how that all works and how that all plays into everything.
well, the board game is finished. And now that you mentioned, this is just something that's been like, there's like some voices are like, you have to take care of this. Why don't you take care of this? So basically, I have everything from the board game that is ready to be, it's just ready to be printed,
Uh-huh.
be shipped, but I'm missing to get the code from the company that's going to do it, because with all of this that's happening and entering the game maker fund as well, and all these added and extra responsibilities that we have to take every day, it's just like it's ready to go, and it's just like, right, still have this be done. But hey, there will that just to give some so what's going to happen about the board game is that after we finish these base game of the Pickaxe Master in the sandbox, we'll be developing the digital version of the board game into our website. It will be free to play. There will be some bonuses if you own some of the NFTs, which we will not go into the details right now.
Cool.
But there will be free to play, there will be tournaments as well, which will have sand prizes. And we will use that first version of the digital version to make the final and last alpha tests of the game. Because one thing is to test a board game with 10 groups of people, 15, 20 groups of people. The other thing is to test it with thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And you get much more accurate results when the larger tests and the more amount of tests that you do, the more accurate the result will be. So we want to deliver first the digital version to run some tournaments and see how the progression. We think that the game is very solid, very, very, very solid, but we want to have 100% certain that it's close,
Yeah.
super solid, that's going to be tested for thousands of players. And after that, we'll be releasing the physical edition as well, where you'll be able to purchase, and we will send it to your home to play with your family and play with your friends. Maybe you
Yeah.
can also create a tradition. After dinner, you pick it up all the dishes and you go like, "Hey, family, let's play some Pickaxe
Let's play some
Master."
Pickaxe Master. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. I'm excited for the day that I get to play the Pickaxe Master. Um, man,
Yeah.
uh,
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. The board game.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the sandbox game as well. I'm just excited about everything you guys are doing, and it's always fun to have you on. I know there's probably so much that you could continue to talk about, and which is why we for sure will have you on again. And I think as it's kind of fun as new things start to progress and you have more stuff to talk about, we have you back on the show and we learn more about what the Pickaxe Master is doing. And I think that's awesome. So I hope you continue to come on and give us updates along the way, because it's very cool what you're doing. And I personally want to know more. So I know that a lot of other people do too. So hopefully, number one podcast in the metaverse is going to be showing on everyone's screens in the near future, so that they can learn about it too.
Well, Krafter, thank you for the invite. And anytime that you want us to be here to talk about the Pickaxe Master or any other topic, it's just cool to be talking with you. Not, for example, when we were talking before we go live, we're just rambling about different stuff. And like, and
Uh-huh.
Krafter's like, "Hey, Bruno, stop it! Don't go all over the fun topics. Let's save them for the stream."
I mean,
So
it always
yeah,
happens.
whenever you want us to be here and have the show with you to talk about the Pickaxe Master or just anything related to Sandbox or not,
Yeah,
we're always open to that
I love
invites, and
I
we
love
will
that.
gladly come and try.
We'll have to do some co streams in the future that We can just vibe
Oh yeah,
out.
we'd love that. We're also trying to do some cool stuff, which is the SanFam Cafe. We just tried it. We're trying to look around at what it is, but definitely going to have you there.
Uh-huh.
This is like invitation. Wink, wink.
I'll take that invitation. Well, awesome. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on as always, and shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in live or catching the replay. If you're catching the replay over on YouTube, we appreciate each and every one of you. With that, thank you guys. I love you. Have a good night or day or whatever it is. GM. Peace.
Everyone, thank you for joining. Have a great time.